What's up, folks? Welcome to another episode of the 10 Horse Miner YouTube channel, and we got the dreaded cold front pushed through. It's been really nice, and then the cold front comes through. It's typical early spring stuff, but we got a few hours to fish, and we're gonna cover some water with a bladed jig. I've got the old chatterbait tied on with the Yamamoto Neko on there. This has been a really good color for me. This is like that Beehive Delight with that kind of that electric shad colored Neko, the 4-inch. I've been catching a lot of fish on the 3-inch, but we're bumping up to the 4-inch. Gonna slow roll this around, see if we can get a bite. If not, and if we get into some areas that are a little bit calmer, we are going to do this guy right here, the old wacky rig. This is a Big Bite Baits Nekorama. This is a Drew Gill's brainchild. A really good wacky rig worm, Neko rig, drop shot. You can fish it a bunch of different ways. You can actually just fish it on a shaky head too. It's pretty multi-purpose, but that's what we're gonna try to figure out. We're gonna try to get a bite on a couple of these things. I mean, also I got spinnerbait tied on. I've got the trick shad tied on. We've got the old Bill Lewis scope stick. We've got some Cumberland Pro Lures stuff, swim jig. We're gonna throw a little bit of this and a little bit of that and see what happens. Water is got a little bit of tinge to it. I've been out here for a little bit. If you get out kind of main lake, you know, it's like 4 foot of visibility, but if you get back in the back of some of these pockets, it's a 1.5-ish, maybe 2 foot, and it's around 50 degrees. You know, it's like 49 to 53. So it's cooled off. You know, the water temp's cooled off a little bit. I imagine last week it was up in the mid 50s, and this is that kind of, you know, it's kind of going to do that for a while. It's going to kind of battle back and forth, and then we're going to have some more consistent weather. Then the fish are going to start moving up, and that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm kind of just seeing if any fish are out here, you know, pull up shallow, just thinking about doing whatever. There's a few that spawn early, but most of the spawn comes later on in April and May. So we are gonna see if we can scratch up a few fish. Man, I am so happy that winter is for the most part over. It's nice to have some more stable conditions. The water temps are up in the 50s, and it brings in a lot of different techniques that you get tired of throwing a, you know, jerkbait, jig head minnow. Of course, you can fish that stuff all year long, and we do, but you start being able to fish like a spinnerbait and chatterbait and that kind of stuff, covering some water, a trap, a lipless. So yada yada yada. Let's see if we can make something happen. There we go. Covered one little wacky rig. I got me one on the old wacky rig. All right. Nice. We'll take them. That's crazy. Got him. Look how pretty that fish is. Wow. How dark that bass is, man. This looks like a Florida bass. Cool. The old wacky rig, man. A little pre-spawn wacky rig fishing. That's fun. Skipping it around, we're way back here shallow in this creek. I mean, that was in like a foot of water. The boat's in like 3 or 4 feet of water. I'm just kind of sliding in some of these pockets, checking some things. Got a front that moved through and a little stingy. This is a really cool worm, guys. If you haven't checked it out, buy a couple packs. This is the Big Bite Baits Nekorama. It's a multifunctional worm. Let me pull this sucker off. It's got 2 little slits right here. You can see I got the O-ring right there in one of them, but it's also got a second one. And the way that's designed is if you put another O-ring right there, you can run your hook through both of those O-rings, and it's set up for the Neko rig, but it also works great for a wacky rig. It's like a 7-inch worm. They got a bunch of really cool colors in it. It's you know, it's not overbearingly big worm. It's got a nice slow fall rate, and I've been throwing it on. This has been my favorite wacky rig hook for several years. This is the weedless Neko hook by VMC, and it's got these 2 little mono weed guards on there, and it doesn't look like much, but it's just enough to kind of pull it through the cover. If you get it next to some kind of wood and you just kind of hold your rod tip up high and just kind of shake it, that's enough to get it through most of your snags. It's got that longer shank. It's got that perfect little bend there, and it locks them up really good. It's a heavier hook, so you're not gonna bend it out. It's just been an excellent hook, but we got 1 O-ring on there, and we're just going in one side of that O-ring like this, coming out the other side of the O-ring, just wacky rigging it like that. And that's what we're doing. We're just skipping this around any kind of cover that we see, these little grass lines and stuff. And it's slow, you know, it's slow. I've been doing a little bit of moving bait stuff and not really getting much feedback through a swim jig quite a bit. So we are getting a little bit of feedback on this guy right here. And you know, it's something that I usually throw it around the spawn and then the post spawn. The fry garters love these things, but you can still pick up a few fish pre-spawn, especially cold front days. You know, post cold front days when the fish are a little bit more sluggish. This sucker just, it falls a lot slower than a jig or a shaky head or a tube or something. And it kind of, you know, stays in their face a little bit more, and you pick it up off the bottom. It's a lot more finessey presentation, but I'm throwing that on 10-pound fluorocarbon tied to, this is 15-pound sniping braid. It's been a pretty good braid for me. And I got an older Virtus all-purpose 7'2" medium heavy spinning rod. So just any spinning rod, you know, a medium's typically what I fish. This is just a little bit heavier, but it works just fine. So that's what we're doing, skipping the sucker around, trying to generate a few bites. There we go. Fish is sitting up on that point, baby. That's a good one. That's a really good fish, guys. Fish is probably spawning on that point, if I had to guess. Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one there. Okay, there we go. All right, that's a good one on the old wacky rig. Just threw out on that shallow point, man. That fish was barely hooked, but it's a good worm, guys. This is that Big Bite Baits Nekorama. And man, it's fun. It's fun. Just covering water, the bite's kind of tough for me, but we're managing to put a few in the boat. There we go. Little feller there. Little fella, that's a point fiber. Some of their shallow. Chatterbait fish. Oh, chatterbait fish. There we go. Handsome little feller. Ooh. What do we have here? Got a damn mosquito. Yes. God. Got us one of them there muskies. Mm-hmm. It's a big muskie, fellas. Fellas. Head shaking. Not really what I wanted to do. Come on, baby. I saw it. It's a big one. It's a big one. Come on, don't break my jackhammer off. Don't break my jackhammer off, please. God. These things take forever to get in. Gotta be tired by now. Just slow rolling down that grass edge. Thunk. Yeah, it's a pretty good sized fish, guys. Pretty good sized fish. Yeah, it's a pretty good sized fish. Man, we got us a pretty good sized muskie, folks. I was trying not to lose my jackhammer. Looks like that's gonna wrap it up for us. If we can get this beast in. Holy cow. Yo. Wacky rig caught us some fish. And we picked up this chatterbait here because we got out here in the wind. And we snatched this up. An old toothy critter that does not want to come in. And he's right here. I'm looking at him. He's probably about a, let's see, 40, what is he, 46? 48? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe not. I can't tell. He's over 40. Mid 40s probably. He's He's hooked right in the top of the mouth. He's coming around here. Doing a little play-by-play, folks. You can see the chatterbait. And I do not like these things. I do not like these things. I almost wish he'd just pop off. Because now is the hard part. We're actually going to pick the dang thing up. Come on. Oh. Well, 3 hours later. He's not a giant as far as muskies go, but I feel like that thing's gonna pop out of his mouth. He's pretty fat. God, will you give up already? Come on, dude. That thing's gonna pop out, which is okay with me. Yeah, that's a good sized fish. It's a 40 something. Like a giant gar. Okay. What are we gonna do here? This is the part I do not like. God, they look like an alligator. I mean, look at that. I don't want anything to do with that. I do not want anything to do with that. Come on. This sucker has got some big old teeth on him. I should just shake the chatterbait off. I don't like them. I don't like them at all. There he goes. He got off. Well, he's still underneath the boat. All right, man. Thanks for coming along. Look, man, I ain't gonna lie. I'm scared of them things. They got big old freaking teeth like this big. They got a big old giant head, look like an alligator. That was about a 45, 46 inch muskie. A little jackhammer here, right at the end of the day. We had a short day today. Put some fish on the boat. Using the old wacky rig that Nekorama by Big Bite Baits is a pretty good little wacky rig worm. Obviously, it works good for Neko rigs and drop shots, but part of me wanted to pull that fish in, but the other part of me said, no, I don't want anything to do with it. And I had him hooked around the top of the mouth, or right on top of the snout. He kind of came up underneath it. So anyway, that's all I got for you. Thumbs up, subscribe. Till next time. You know, it was a little bit tough out here, a little bit slow, but we managed to keep our heads down and catch a few fish and have fun. Till next time, muskies, man.